Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Well, I'm trying to stay very calm and peaceful right now. Let me tell you what just happened, okay? So I did this video on my Peter Does Stuff channel, which, by the way, yesterday I did a video showing the pool and showing the little library thing that they have up there where you take a book and leave a book. And then I also showed one of the lakes. I'm still going to, for this channel, like walk around and show you guys the neighborhood, but I just wanted to do a quick video over there. But today, there's been this video that I've been wanting to make on my Peter Does Stuff channel, and that is planting these sunflower seeds and then seeing if they grow. I tried this last year on the same channel, and I think I did like different kinds of herbs. I did like mint and lavender and basil, I think, or so anyway, I was getting the table and everything set up out here, and I turned around and I kicked this backwards, and the soil went like all over, which doesn't sound like a big deal, except for that the seeds are supposed to just be on the top. And so now where the soil was a little bit moist at top, I hate that word moist, was a little moist on top, it's now like really dry, and the seeds are all mixed in here now. And I tried to go through and find the seeds and see where they were, but it was kind of like clumps of dirt. So I tried to get them so that they're on top, but now I don't know that my sunflower seeds are going to, oh, I just sprayed my camera. I don't know that my sunflower seeds are going to work, but I'm spraying them right now with the little moisture thing. Because it's not, you're not supposed to get them super damp. I just got the whole table wet, by the way, and the camera. So we'll see what happens, but story of my life. I feel like whenever I try to do something, like nice or fun, or this is why I don't cook, okay? Like people are like, why don't you cook? You'd love to. No, I wouldn't love to cook. And let me tell you why I wouldn't love to cook. Because anytime I try to cook and do something like nice or something that is contributing to the greater cause of meals, I always mess it up. Always. Like it's like, okay, a couple years ago, wanted to make Alex this chili dinner. And so, you know, I got the different kinds of chili to make chili dinner. And I ended up, who does this? I burnt the pan of chili. Like at the bottom of it, I mean, it was burnt, like burnt, like charred burnt on the bottom of it, right? So that was the chili. Then a couple years ago, I made my mom's deviled eggs to take to something at Caroline's house, and I thought they were fine. But I got them there, and like Mike and his son, they both like make the most incredible, not Caroline's son, her stepson, they both make the most incredible deviled eggs in the world. And everybody was kind of looking at me like something was off about these deviled eggs, but they were each trying one, I think, to be nice and kind. And so finally Mike was like, did you use a lot of salt in this? And I had like, I don't know how, I got one of the ingredients like confused, and I used more, they were real salty. And then the last thing that happened, I don't remember when this was. This was, you guys will remember from the vlog, this was either last Thanksgiving or last Christmas, but I feel like it was a year ago. I was making, it was like real late at night too. Hold on, I'll pull you guys closer. It was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I had waited all day to get this stuff done. And because I love stuffing so much, and Caroline and Mike, where was it? Maybe it was Thanksgiving, I don't remember. But Caroline and Mike always make a stuffing, dressing, but depending on how what do you call it, a dressing or a stuffing. But anyway, they always make one, but it always has, you know, like a meat base to it. And I don't want them to have to make another stuffing for me. And so I was like, I'm going to make a vegetarian stuffing. And then that way, if people want a vegetarian stuffing, they can try it and whatever. So I bought all this stuff to make it. I got, you know, a recipe, and was going to use like a vegetable bouillon as like a base to make it. Do you guys remember what happened? I had the butter like on the stove, like it was like you're supposed to melt it and get it to a simmer, and it was like burnt to the bottom of the stove. And so like I got pot holders and I rushed it over to the sink, and I don't know why, because I know not to do this, but I turned the water on, and as soon as the water hit that pan, it like popped up. I'm so thankful I didn't get hurt, but it like popped up and it like burnt our ceiling. Do you guys remember that? And this is at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And there's like smoke in the kitchen, and I'm like, it was such a mess. So that's why I don't cook. But I feel like anything that I try, like I'm not like, oh, Debbie Downer, like I'm a loser in all things, but I do feel like many things that I try that should be so simple, like just, I don't know, like I can't believe I kicked this thing. The other thing that's interesting is that my plants out here do so well, and I don't even water them as much as I should. Like, I mean, it's been like days since I've watered them, and they're like thriving right now, and I felt them and they were dry. So as soon as I get done with this vlog today, I'm going to water them. So I didn't vlog last night because what is like bugs all over my face. I'm drinking this Stumptown Hairbender Nitro Cold Brew. I've been drinking this most of the day. It's very strong. Got it at Fresh Time. I like to try a bunch of different coffees at Fresh Time. Last night, my friend Alex took me to Tanya's, and our friend picked us up from Tanya's and took us to the meeting. And then we went to our meeting last night, which was great. I got to see a bunch of my friends that I hadn't seen, which was really fun. And a lot of like my friends that go to that meeting, to my home group meeting, are older. And so, you know, in the winter, they're not here. And so in the summer, they come back. And so I get to see a lot of people in the summer that I don't normally get to see throughout the year because they're snowbirds. I think that's what you call them, right? Like they go to Florida or Arizona during the winter. So when they're back in town, they go, you know. And so, to the meeting. And so I got to see a lot of people that I hadn't seen. And then afterwards, we went and got a fountain pop, which was real fun. And Tanya and I were talking to the girl that works there because we know her. And she got her hair done. And we were complimenting on her hair because it looked so cute. And then my friend dropped Tanya off. And then she was kind enough to bring me back here and drop me off. We had a great night. It was great. And I got home and I was like, A, so hungry, and B, I was like exhausted. And so, Alex, what was he watching? He was watching something upstairs. He was like binge watching the show. I think it's that show called The Boys or something like that. It's like some like superhero kind of show. So he was binge watching that. Little dog was up there with him, Boo Radley. So I made 2 sandwiches, 2 Havarti cheese with lettuce, cheese sandwiches with my mustard and mayo combo, my Jerky's mustard and mayo, and then this pasta salad that I've been getting from Trader Joe's, and then I had chips and dip, Lay's wavy chips or ruffled chips, and then I had it with the onion dip, and I watched an entire pageant. I kind of fast forwarded through parts of it. This drag pageant that's on that Kalani Productions YouTube channel. It was Entertainer of the Year 2002. And what was so weird was, so there was this contestant in the pageant, and she's been like on RuPaul's Drag Race. She was actually the very first contestant that was ever kicked off of RuPaul's Drag Race, Victoria Parker. Well, she used to work at the Connection in Louisville when I used to go down there. And there had been this talent that she did. You know that song, what's the song? Shoot. It's by a guy, but like, they did a cover where like a guy and a man and a woman did it together, that, and I feel like I can fly, open wings. Okay, you know that song? So she had done this talent for Entertainer of the Year, which is this national pageant that's held in Louisville, Kentucky. And she had done it where, like the curtains open and she had this like gospel choir behind her. And I had watched, you know, the years past, all of these old Entertainers of the Years, and I could never remember which year it was. I knew my ex and I had gone because he used to go to Louisville a lot before we met, because it was closer to him. Like he and his friends sometimes would come to Indianapolis, and they sometimes would go to Louisville because Seymour, where he lived, was like the halfway mark. So I can remember going to this pageant, and he would be like, oh, Victoria, because we know her from coming up here and stuff like that, right? So I started watching this pageant, and Victoria Parker was in it, and I was like, I think this is the pageant that, like, this was like the first year that we went together, which it would have been 2001 going into 2002, which would have been the year that we had gotten together. I think that would have been the year. Okay, so we broke up in 2007. So yeah, it would have been the year that we got together. And so that was the first time that we went to the pageant together. And I'm sitting there watching it, you guys, and at times, like, they show the whole audience. I know the exact table that we were sitting at. And I'm like, can I see myself? Like, it's so weird. But anyway, so I watched the whole pageant. If you've never seen it before, it's on Kalani Productions. I think he just put it up over on Kalani Productions. Hold on a second. Let me look and see. It probably pulls up right away on my channels because I watch it all the time. So if you go to Kalani Productions, which is Kalani, he posts literally, like, I think it's he posts like 10 videos a day. A day ago, where was I watching this? National Entertainer of the Year 1995. It's like 2 hours long. National Entertainer of the Year 1995. Ooh, I might watch that later. 1992. 1992. Has the entire pageant on here. 42 minutes. 24 minutes. Anyway, if you go down here, or you could just even search it, is National Entertainer of the Year 2001, I think is what it's listed as. It's the year that, I don't want to ruin it for you, but I mean, it happened so long ago. Nicole Love Dupree won. And I can remember sitting in the audience when Nicole Love Dupree did her talent, and she does this live Whitney Houston, like, lip sync, like Whitney Houston in concert. And at the very end of it, Tasha Long, who does like female impersonation, she does, what do you call it? Dionne Warwick. And this was right after Dionne Warwick had gotten busted at the airport for smoking weed. Do you remember that? And she walks out on stage and lights this like fake joint and hands it to Nicole Love Dupree, who is Whitney Houston. You know, Dionne Warwick, I think, is Whitney Houston's cousin or aunt or something like that. And they like pass this. I mean, the crowd goes crazy, you guys. It was so hilarious. And so she won that year. But it's a really, really good pageant. Alana Steele from Indianapolis, who I had known at that time for years and years and years. I think she's still working in town here. She's actually, I think she won All-American Goddess one year with this like Madonna, the MTV Music Awards, when they did the Madonna like, oh shoot, like the you know, the Queen thing where they go back. Anyway, it's really cool. So I watched that pageant last night. Like, it was like an hour long. I watched the hour. It was spliced together, like interview and presentation and talent and all this kind of stuff. So I watched that, and then it was like 11 o'clock, and I went upstairs. I was actually going to come down here and vlog, or come out here and vlog, and I was like, I think I'm just going to lay down for a little bit. So I set my alarm. Maybe it was like 11:15, 11:30, because I set my alarm for like 12:45, I think, a.m. And my plan was to vlog and then watch like 2 episodes of Hacks, because I'm totally into that show now. Did I tell you guys that? Like, I watched that the other night. Like, I am totally into Hacks. Totally. Totally. With Gene Smart on HBO Max. It is so good, you guys. So I was going to do that. Well, I woke up and I was like exhausted. So I was like, and finally had kind of like cooled down a little bit, because it's been so hot that I was like, I am just going to sleep through the night, and I'll vlog tomorrow. Well, I thought I would get up super early today, because I went to bed at like 11:30. And Alex left for work, I think about 8 or 9. And I got up and said goodbye to him. And then I came downstairs. I ate like the rest of like my potato salad, my pasta salad or whatever. And then I went back to bed with little dog. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to sleep for another hour. I set my alarm. I woke up at like, it was like 12:30 when I woke up. I was like, what is going on? I must have needed it, because today, I mean, once I woke up and like I washed my face and made the bed and brushed my teeth, like I'm awake. Like I feel awake now. So So yeah, that was my night yesterday. Had a really good day. Was glad to see friends. And that's about it. Alex just got home a little bit ago and fed little dog and took him out while I was like finishing up. I filmed like so far like 4 videos. I filmed a drama video, a Peterisms video, a review video, a Peter Does Stuff video, and now my vlog. So this is my 5th video that I am filming. I'm like losing my voice. Can you hear? So I did that, and yeah. Not sure what I'm going to do tonight. He's probably going to binge watch some kind of show. I asked him, I said, what are you going to do now? He's like, I'm just going to relax. So he'll probably binge watch some kind of TV show. Or we might. We're kind of caught up in our shows right now. We have Dubai to watch, but I'm not really into it this season. I mean, this is the first season. I'm not really into this franchise. I don't know. It just is like, maybe I just need to watch them. Like, sometimes when I like binge watch a show, like, have you ever felt this way like with a show before? Like with that show, First Kill on Netflix. Like, if that had been a show that came out like once a week, I don't know that I would have kept up with it. Like, I didn't think it was that good, but because I could binge watch it and watch like 3 episodes a night or whatever, I was kind of like, you know, cliffhanger central there, and I got kind of excited to watch it. But like with Dubai, like if I watched like the 2 or 3 episodes in a row, I think maybe I could get hooked, but it just is boring. It just is real boring, and honestly, like, I don't think that, I just don't think that the people that are in it are that interesting. Did you hear that there was some controversy? Hold on a second. I want to look this up. That the CEO of Huda Beauty, that people are kind of like up in arms over the fact that she wasn't asked who will star in the Real Housewives of Dubai. Lindsay Lohan, Dubai peeps are rooting for Lindsay Lohan and Huda Katan to star in Real Housewives. That was November 2nd of 2021. People are kind of up in arms over the fact that she wasn't asked to be in it, which I do think is interesting, you know. I wasn't even aware, I mean, is this me totally being ignorant? I wasn't even aware. They do have, like, here's, like, who will star in the Real Housewives of Dubai. Lindsay Lohan, Huda, and Monn Katan, Supercar Blondie, Alex Hershey, Steps, Lisa Scott Lee, and Caroline Stansberry top our dream list. Well, Caroline Stansberry is in it. Am I stupid? I didn't realize, is Lindsay Lohan, I feel like she just got married. I didn't realize that she lives in Dubai full time. I must be an idiot and not know that. Hold on a second. So it's talking about the Katan sisters. They're besties with the Kardashians and the Beckhams and have already ventured into reality TV with their brilliant Facebook watch series, Huda Boss. So it's a no-brainer to lead with the power duo. Why would they not? Why would they not have them in there? Okay, no, this is not a drill. The Parent Trap actress has lived in Dubai since 2017. I didn't know that. Making her one of... Okay. And she just got married, I think. But hold on. I'm going to see if I'm wrong about Lindsay Lohan getting married. Why did I feel like... Lindsay Lohan just got married. Here's what we know of her low-key wedding. Okay? That was 1 day ago. See? I keep up. Kind of. Anyway. So, yeah. I'm just not really into... Dubai. I feel like they picked really boring people. Well, maybe they didn't ask those people, or maybe those people didn't want to be in it, you know? Who knows? People always say when I wear this shirt, it brings out the blue in my eyes. It kind of does, doesn't it? I'm gonna title this one Deep Thoughts or something, and it totally won't be Deep Thoughts. Oh my God, you guys were so nice to give me so many comments on the video where I was talking about true crime. Hold on a second. Let me go to that and see some of the comments. So many people commented about the true crime. Why is this not pulling up? Hold on a second. Okay. Mandy said, I love true crime talk. Me too. Tori asked, is that construction in the background? I don't think so. I don't know what it is. There's no construction like right here happening. Oh, somebody asked me on my video, my Peter Does Stuff video, where I was showing the the neighborhood and the pool and the lake and stuff like that. They asked me, wasn't I too young to move into this neighborhood when my mom passed away, like when my mom left me the condo? And the answer to that is no. This is not a retirement condominium, a neighborhood. Like, I joke about that because truly the average age in here is like 70 to 80 years old. I mean, there's like, I would say there's a good amount of people like retirement on, early retirement or whatnot, like our neighbors next door and across the street, they both like just retired. But our neighbor next door, she's young. Like, I don't even think she's 30 yet. I think she's 28 or 29. She's young. And there's a couple younger families that live in here. Not many. I would say 2 or 3. And here's the deal is like, so we're in the middle of a neighborhood. Like, you wouldn't even know that this neighborhood exists, okay? Like, you go down a street and then you can turn down another street and we're literally like, this neighborhood is kind of like off and hidden. So you wouldn't even know that we were here unless you kept on going past like the guardhouse and stuff like that. And I think that like a lot of people like in here. So there's a pool, there's a tennis courts. It's very small. They're very low traffic. And it's, you know, people really are friendly with each other in here and they like it. It's not a huge condo association. Like I said, it's like, I think 100 condos total maybe. I thought it was even less than that, but just found out it's about 100. And so like when people move in here, if they have friends that are looking to like downsize or move into a condo for their later years or whatever, they reach out to them. So you don't even see any open house signs in here. The only way that we ever find out if a house is for sale is like they'll put it in the newsletter if it hasn't already been like sold already. In fact, I was at the pool with Alex. Was that yesterday? I think that was... Did I even talk about that on my vlog? When did I vlog? I don't remember when I... Hold on a second, I can tell from the... So yeah, the last time I vlogged was that night. So yesterday, Alex came home half day, and so we went to the pool, and Sarah came up and she met us. Well, you would know that, because if you watched the other video I did, and they were still sitting... Somebody said I can spot Alex's black Speedo. My husband doesn't wear a Speedo. I wouldn't have a problem with it if he did, but he doesn't wear a Speedo. I was going to say we're not those gays, but a lot of gay guys always wear Speedos. We don't. Definitely not me. Okay, nobody wants to see this in a Speedo. But anyway, so what was I going to say? So yeah, that was really fun. We did that yesterday too. And I think maybe that's why I was tired. The pool and the sun just like really take it out of me. What was I saying about that? Oh, when we were at the pool yesterday, so our neighbor across the street and another woman who's on the board, they were talking, and the other woman that's on the board, she's kind of the one that like, she knows first, like when somebody's moving out, like they notify her if they're moving out of this neighborhood. I think she might be a realty agent. And so my neighbor across the street, she asked her, she said, is there anything for sale? Anybody leaving? And she goes, no. And this neighbor down the street, like that's moving, like they've gotten kind of a reputation for being really loud and parking too many cars on the street. They're leaving in the middle of the month. Their condo sold, like literally within hours of it being listed. And that was because people already knew that it was like, there was people in the neighborhood that knew that. And I think like somebody said, well, who's moving in there? And they said it's like a quieter, older neighbor. That somebody else is friends with in the neighborhood. So a lot of the people that are in here, like, were friends with each other before they moved in here. Like the one on the other side, the guy that comes across and talks to me a lot, and his wife has a beautiful garden in the walkway. Her friend, from them being like master gardeners together for like 20 years, she lives in here. And so when that condo went available, she like said he's moving out. And so they like put a bid on the condo like that day and got it like that. So condos like rarely go for sale in here, sadly, unless somebody passes away, or if, you know, somebody's moving. I mean, often people move into assisted living programs in here, but no, it's not an assisted, it's not a retirement community. It's not like there's a sign that says like, you know, welcome to the retirement community. I mean, anybody can move in here. You could be 18 and move in here. It's just that it doesn't really cater to that. The other thing is that we have the smallest, I was going to say probably, but we have the smallest model of condo in here. There are some really large condos in here. There are some freestanding condos that are like, well, there's houses on the lake that are obviously freestanding, and they run from like 500 to $1 million, and they're beautiful homes. And then within the neighborhood, there's some like 2 to 5 bedroom condos that are in this neighborhood. Some of them are freestanding, some of them are like hooked like ours. So I think like that doesn't appeal to a younger, you know, audience or younger age range, especially because there's not tons of kids in our neighborhood. So if you're a family and you want your kids to have, you know, friends, why would you not move to one of our neighboring neighborhoods? You know, like where my aunt and uncle live, they live 2 blocks from here. Caroline grew up literally 2 blocks from here. I mean, literally, if we were in the car, literally got in the car and drove to my aunt and uncle's house, it would be, I don't even know that it would take 2 minutes. Seriously, it'd probably take like 1:20 or something like that to drive there. And that was the reason that my mom moved into this neighborhood. Was it was either going to be this neighborhood or the neighborhood behind her, because there's a condo neighborhood that's like on the other side. It's a little bit farther, but she was deciding between the two, and because it was so close to my aunt and uncle, and she was like, well, Peter's gone and I want to be, you know, close to Kathy and Dave. So that's why my mom moved into this neighborhood. And I think she felt really, really safe. I was talking to my friend Valerie about this the other day. It's like, you know, my mom went from this house that I don't even know how many square feet the house was that I grew up in. But it was a scary house. I mean, it had slate and wood floors throughout the entire thing. You know, had this huge basement that wasn't finished, that had doors that went out to the woods. There was a huge woods behind our house and creek. And my mom was just terrified there. She just was really, really scared, especially like when like my childhood dog died. Like she didn't want to get another dog. I think she felt more protected when he was alive. But she just was really super scared there. And so when she moved in here, and it had like, I don't feel like it's bright and airy, but she would always have like her bedroom window blinds. She'd have them all the way up so you could see, like, the sunshine came in. And like she always had the blind or the curtains back from the screen door, so it was always a lot of sun that came in. And she was like, I just feel like it's small, it's safe, and I feel very safe in this neighborhood. She didn't necessarily love her neighbors. There were a few neighbors that she didn't get along with. But she felt very safe in here, and I think especially because it was smaller. I think it was a great move for her that she did that. I think had she stayed in the house, I think she... Well, so she moved in here when she was still drinking, and then she got sober 6 months later. I think had she stayed in the house, I don't know that she would have really ever been able to maintain some sobriety. Because the house, she'd say, I hate this big... She would call it a big atrocity. She would say, it's scary to me. It has all the memories from your childhood and, you know, all this kind of stuff. And she's like, why do I want to live here with all these sad memories? They just bring me down. And she loved the house. She thought it was absolutely beautiful. You know, she designed every bit of it. And I mean, every window seat, every fireplace was like specific and personal to her. But it just became this scary thing for her, you know? And I think the upkeep on it, like I think over years it would have become kind of Grey Gardens. The upkeep on it was just, oh no, I said atrocity. She kept on calling it a big monstrosity is what she called it. I think the upkeep was getting to be too much. Like we had crab apple trees that needed to be, you know, trimmed and whatever. We had a huge brick courtyard where my mom always wanted like every summer to have a big, huge party, and she would put a white tent out there, but that never happened. But we had like this brick courtyard, right? This huge brick courtyard. Well, the brick was chipping. It needed to be replaced. The house was white brick. It was brick that had been painted white all over. And my dad, before they moved in there, he got up on like ladders, and he would chip off bits of the white paint so you could see the red coming through. And then they had ivy growing up. It was like they wanted it to look like between a mix between a French farmhouse and like a house in the Cotswolds in England. And so they saw this picture of this house that had ivy growing up. I mean, when you go by this house now, I mean, the entire house is covered in ivy. It's really cool. But like when I was there, it was just the front walls of the house that were covered in ivy. But like that was my mom and dad's doing. Like the whole walkway was all like ivy that just like grew up the side of the house. That had to be maintained. That had to be cut back. The brick had to be cut back. And she just wasn't doing any of that. And so, you know, I think that she knew it was more than she could handle. It stopped. It was more than she could handle, and I think she didn't care anymore, and I think she was scared, and she was drinking a lot, and I think she just wanted to be in someplace smaller. So she came over here, and she was happy here. She loved this place, and, you know, she put the glass table and chairs and stuff that she had from we had this porch inside that had, like, all these crank-out windows. It wasn't like a Three Seasons room. It was like a room that we called the porch, and it had, like, green carpeting and stuff like that. She put all that furniture on her back patio, and she would eat dinner out there like every night. And when I came over here, she would have, you know, dinner out there, and she loved it out there. And, you know, her neighbors on either side she knew, and she would talk to, and she went to the pool a lot. And, you know, she had a couple friends that she played tennis with here. My uncle and her would walk in the neighborhood, and I think they played tennis often as well. So she really liked it, you know. My mom at the time, so she got sober. There's my neighbor, actually, my young neighbor. My mom at the time that she got sober was 51. So she would have been 51 when she moved in here. Because she moved in here. She moved in here when I was in treatment. So between, like, I went into treatment on my sobriety birthday. It's December 17th. So she was in here over Christmas, because I can remember she did not spend Christmas with my aunt and uncle that year because she was moving stuff over here, like wrapping it slowly. I remember later she would tell me, she was like, that Christmas was so depressing to me because I just sat in the house and I just drank one drink after another. And she was like, you know, just wrapped glasses and dishes, and she was like, it was so depressing to me. And then, you know, like, it was hard for her when she first got in here. I can remember, like, she didn't love it at first, but that first summer, and maybe it was being sober, I don't know, but that first summer, I can remember I would come over here, and she just was so happy. And then when my roommate and I, and my first boyfriend, we moved in together, my roommate and I, like, because I talked about this just the other night, but, like, when he would, he worked like third shift room service, the Marriott. So my roommate and I, we would come over here if I got off work early, or because at that time I was working like a first shift, I think, which was like 8 to 4. So if I can't remember what I worked, but if I got off early, or I went to a meeting and got off the meeting early or whatever, or even if I had to work later or whatever, we would come over here and we would rollerblade in the neighborhood. Like, I can remember, like, I still have my rollerblade. Well, I have them in the garage now because last year, or 2 years ago, when I was trying to roller skate and it was too hard for me, I put on my rollerblades, and I did do better on my rollerblades. But I used to be able to go real fast and, like, jump off things and stuff. I can't do that anymore. But anyway, and I'm not going to try it with my back and the condition that it is now. Maybe one of these days, maybe down the road, maybe next year. But we would, like, rollerblade, and then my mom would go up and we would go swimming, all three of us, and we would come back here and she'd make, like, a pot of coffee, and the three of us would sit around and talk and stuff like that and smoke cigarettes. It was fun. It was fun. We had a blast, you know, and she was going to meetings and I was going to meetings, and my friend was super supportive of me, you know, and my mom, and we had a really good time. And yeah, and she was so happy. She was so happy here. And, you know, she would say, I just love my small little space. Like, it makes me feel so safe and comfortable. And, you know, and it was hers too. I think that was part of it, was she didn't look around and have, like, all of these memories of the past. I think that was really, really hard for her, you know. And I related to that, you know. When my ex moved out of the apartment that we were in, even though I didn't want to be together with him anymore, you know, like, I was left with all the furniture. I was left with all the crap, you know, and he basically took what he wanted. I remember walking into the apartment, like, after he had taken everything, and, like, literally, like, there were, like, space. You could see where, like, paintings had been on walls that he had just, like, taken off and, like, taken with him. And, I can remember thinking, like, how unfair. Oh, the battery's gonna die. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go change it. Okay, I'm back. But anyway, I was saying, I always, like, when I come back with the battery, I always, like, set it way back there. So I don't want to. Somebody said that me, like, pulling it forward was like nails in the chalkboard, and I felt bad. I was like, oh my god, I don't want that. I heard that part when I was, like, splicing it, this big editor. When I was putting the video together, I heard where it was like, and I was like, oh my god, that's so loud. So anyway, I apologize. I'll try to do better on that. But I did feel like, I can remember, because, you know, we were civil when we broke up, and I remember at one point, he, like, sent a picture to me of his new apartment, and it was real cute. It was real artsy. He had gotten, like, this apartment building downtown. Hold on, I feel like this was, hold on, let me fix this. He had gotten this apartment in this apartment building downtown, and it was, like, a 6th-floor building, and he had, like, a beautiful view, and he had, like, I don't know, the apartment looked just like Stevie Nicks vomited all over the place. It was like, you know, really cool lamps and a couch and all this kind of stuff. And he sent me pictures of it. I don't know why. And he was like, I just wanted you to see the apartment or something like that. And I can remember thinking to myself, this is so unfair that, well, here's the truth, if you want to know the truth be told, okay? So we had lived together for like 6 years, right? And the furniture that we had was not good. Like, it was not good furniture at that point. Like, it had been pretty much ruined. And so, but he knew I wasn't going to go out and get brand new furniture. So he said something to me in the breakup. He was like, how about if you pay me for like half the furniture and we'll just like value it at such and such price? And I was like, okay. And it was like real low. It wasn't anything big, but it was like $600 or I don't even remember, 700 or whatever. And I paid $300 or $350 for it. But then when I saw the picture of his apartment, and I'm like, I'm coming home every day to this crap apartment that on a couch I don't even want to sit on. You know, like, he had painted the bedroom. I've talked about that before, that his therapist was like, every day you should wake up to a color that makes you happy. And so he painted it like this French yellow that I couldn't stand. And so I'm stuck with, I mean, I could have redone the apartment, but I wasn't going to be in there that much longer anyway. Because I knew I was either going to get my own place or whatever. I mean, I didn't know that my mom was going to pass away and I would move in here. But I think I had like, when we broke up, I think I had 6 months left on, I think I had 6 months left on the lease. And so I was just going to like write it out and then get my own place. Well, obviously it was my own place at that point. But I can remember thinking to myself when I saw the pictures, like, how unfair that you get to start, and it wasn't even about so much the furniture, but I was like, yeah, that you get to start off with all new furniture and whatever, and I'm like left with the crap. Not to mention that like I come in this place every single day with the memories, good and bad, and all of that, and it just was like, it really was hard for me, you know? When my mom passed away, you know, she passed away in May. Alex and I didn't start dating until August of that year. When my mom passed away, here's the old couple that walked down the street. Hey, how are you? Okay. And she wears a skirt every day. She's so sweet. They're so nice. But when my mom passed away, at first it was real weird to stay here. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I would come over and stuff, and I remember my mom had this lamp, and it was like this reading lamp that you would have for a chair, but it was like from the floor all the way up, and it was like chrome. And she had it behind this black leather chair that is like black and chrome that she used to have in the library of our house when I grew up, and she had it in her bedroom. And I can remember coming over here with a friend of mine at one point, and this was like, I don't know, a couple weeks after my mom had passed away and the funeral was done and all that stuff. And I was like, I want to take this lamp back to my apartment, but I feel like, I don't know, it feels weird. And my friend was like, it's all your stuff anyway now, like, just take it if you want to take it. And I did, but then I can remember like putting it at my apartment, and I was like, it doesn't really fit here. Like, it doesn't look right here. And then I would start like staying at my mom's house like I would come over here a lot and just like look through stuff. And then I started, which was weird to me at first anyway, like, you know, it was weird that just going through my mom's stuff, it was weird. And but then I started staying over here, I don't know, a couple times a week. It was real comforting to me after a while. And then by the time that Alex and I were together, I was staying over here full time. I was staying at the apartment like once or twice a week or something like that. I can't remember. I was like splitting. I was pretty much full time over here, but I was like, I was back at the apartment. I was like boxing stuff up. I was over there. It just, I don't know. I don't really remember. I mean, it's been 14 years. Maybe it was like October. I think I was going month by month at that point. And October was the last month that I was going to keep the apartment. So maybe it was like September and October. I was like half and half, and before then, maybe I wasn't really staying over here that much. I don't really remember, honestly. A lot of that time is just really a blur to me. I was so numb after my mom passed away. I mean, I really was. A lot of it was... I remember I went on some dates, like, after my mom passed away, and I'm just not, like, a person that dates well. Like, I can tell you within 5 minutes whether I'm interested or I want to spend the rest of my life with this person. And I can remember I went on just a few dates with some guys that were really nice, like, really good guys. And I can remember just, like, being at dinner and just being so bored. Just being like, this is so boring. What am I doing here? You know? And that was kind of, like, my state of mind with everything at that time. Like, and I really think that that was a part of the grief that I didn't recognize, was that I couldn't really find any meaning in anything. Like, I just really was struggling with finding any kind of meaning, you know? And I don't know, it was a hard time for me. How can it be so windy out and I can't feel any of it up here? Tomorrow, Caroline and I are gonna, did I tell you this already? She's gonna come over here in the afternoon and we're gonna do a video. We're gonna go get refreshers first. We might do the video from the car, but we're gonna do refreshers, and then we're gonna get refreshers, and then we're gonna run some errands. I haven't been able to get to the post office recently, so we're gonna go to the post office, and because I've gotten some messages from people saying they sent me things, and I told Caroline, I said, I don't want it to sit over there any longer. I wanna go get it. She was like, yeah, I agree. And so we're going to do that. I think I'm going to get my crumble cookies tomorrow so I can do my review of that. I don't know tomorrow when I'm going to be able to vlog. And tonight, I think I might just want to watch some TV. So I'm thinking about maybe, while I'm uploading this vlog for tonight, I'm thinking about maybe turning around and pre-filming a vlog right for tomorrow. Should I do that? Would that be so funny? What if I just went in there and changed my shirt and came right out here and just filmed a vlog for... Wouldn't that be so funny? Or at least like half the vlog. I've been doing good with videos. Yesterday I filmed a lot of videos. Today I filmed a lot of videos. Oh, I can feel the air now. It's like it has to go through all of that to get to me, you know? I think my mom would be really happy that I love the condo the way that I do, and the plants, and talking to the people at the pool. Like, I think it would make her really, really happy that I had that kind of, like, relationship with the neighborhood, you know? She took a lot of pride in this place. She really did. And I think that for such a long time, I think it's hard when you go through breakups or divorce, you know? And you have, like, joint property. I think for a long time, my mom, like, the struggle for her was that she always felt like it was she and my dad's place. Like, years and years after, even after he built his house and things like that. And I remember one time, I think just one time, she asked me to drive her past my dad's house, and I didn't really want to. My dad's like on a private drive anyway, so if you're like driving by and they're out in the yard, like, they're gonna see you. Like, it's not like, they don't get any traffic. You have to, like, go down to the next house and, like, turn around in their driveway and come back in. And so my mom and I were driving around, and she was like, drive by your dad's house, I want to see what it looks like. And I was like, no, Mom, I don't. Like, this was years after we were both sober. So it would have been within the last 10 years before she died. I can't remember the circumstances, but anyway, I did, because she wanted to see it. I think it was hard for her, you know, like, seeing that my dad had built this whole other life. Plus, both houses look very similar in ways. You know, they both had, like, slate roofs and things like that. And I think it was weird for her that my dad had, like, started this whole other life, and she was, like, had stayed stuck in this life for so long. And but she was happy here. She loved this condo. She loved this little condo, and I love it too. So, well, all right, you guys, I'm gonna get off here. Screech! I don't know if I'm gonna pre-film my vlog for tomorrow. I may, though. I don't think that's something I have never done before. Well, have I ever pre-filmed a vlog for another time? I don't think I have, but I may. It's really hot out here right now, so I may. We will see if I do. And but I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing, what is today? Wednesday. And the only reason I would do that is because I want to make sure that I get it up for tomorrow and that I have time, because I don't know what time Caroline and I are going to get back or get done doing these other things. So anyway, I hope that you're having a magically amazing Wednesday. And remember these 3 important things. Number 1, practice random, I'm saying it in the wrong way. You can restart your day whenever you want. You can start your day over whenever you want. Number 2, practice random acts of kindness. Number 3, and most important, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. I love you. Bye. Happy birthday, Elena. Bye.